From one of Philly's cherished basketball arenas, McGonigal Hall, you're watching the American Conference on ESPN. This afternoon on Senior Day, the number 23 ranked Temple Owls host the Cincinnati Bearcats. Suiting up for her last home game, Temple senior Fiona Fitzgerald paces the Owls at ranked 6th in the American in scoring, dropping over 16 per game. She is the second all-time leading scorer in Temple women's basketball history. Her Owls hope to hinder a senior on the opposite side of the floor, 5'6" guard Bianca Quisenberry. A dynamic threat to create havoc on the defensive end. Quisenberry scored 14 points in the Bearcats' road loss at ECU. With 2 games left in the regular season, here's the updated standings. UConn, Temple, and USF all clinch first-round byes for the American Conference Championship at Mohegan Sun. 2 spots remain up for grabs for a bye to the quarterfinals, with the Bearcats currently sitting in 5th place. UCF, Tulane, SMU, and Memphis are still in the hunt for one of those coveted byes. And welcome courtside with former Florida State guard Angel Gray. I'm Dave Leno. Angel, it's been a remarkable season for Temple. They're ranked for the first time nationally since the 05-06 campaign. Earlier this year, they were on a 12-game winning streak, propelling them to another 20-win season, their third consecutive 20-win season at that. But they were on a 5-game winning streak, and that was recently derailed thanks to number 1 UConn on Wednesday.
Well, one thing they have to do is bounce back. It is senior night. There's a lot of emotions on the line, but they have been consistent all season. They have 4 players that are averaging double digits in conference play, and they are led by a dynamic backcourt, as well as Fiona Fitzgerald, that you said before, has just been remarkable her entire career here at Temple.
Meanwhile, Cincinnati has vastly improved, already doubled their win total from each of the last 2 seasons. In fact, their 7 conference victories is the most since the 05-06 campaign. But recently, Angel, they've been in a little bit of a spell, losing 6 of their last 8, most recently on Wednesday, a loss at ECU.
Well, one thing that I always say, it's not how you start, but how you finish. And as you said before, those losses come at a time where you're trying to compete for that seeding. And they started this league conference starting 5-1. Right now, they have 7 players that came in. They had a lot of players that were trying to learn the system. But one thing is for sure, they were picked 10th in preseason poll. Right now, they're doing a phenomenal job trying to put themselves at the upper level of this pack.
This matchup will feature 2 game changers at the guard position as we take a look at the season numbers. Temple's Aaliyah Butts can flat out shoot it from 3. Meanwhile, Cincinnati's Anna Owens has dropped 5 20-point games.
Anna Owens is a scorer, and at her frame, you would think that she would be doing something dynamic, but when she's open, she's going to take the shot. That's coming in transition, that's coming off a penetration dish. She just knows how to score. One thing that she has also done very well is facilitate. We've talked with Coach before. She said now she understands that she just doesn't have to score, but also how to get her teammates involved. And then also, when you're looking at Aaliyah Butts and what she has been able to do for Temple, we said the players that have been involved for them, how they create balance. Aaliyah Butts is a huge part of that. It's going to be a very dynamic matchup between the 2 guards today.
At the helm of the Bearcats program is Jamel Elliott. In the midst of her 8th season, her team has already doubled their win total from each of the last 2 seasons and has registered the most conference wins since the 2005-2006 campaign. On the opposite bench, her friend and former colleague Tanya Cardoza is Temple's all-time winningest coach. This is her 3rd straight 20-win season as she is on the verge of leading the Owls back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2011. In fact, the 2 friends, Cardoza and Elliott, worked at UConn under Gino Auriemma as assistant coaches from 1997 to 2008. And moments ago, here are the 2 friends embracing at midcourt. Cardoza, after the 08 season, left for Temple. A year later, Elliott got the job at UC.
A lot of love and a lot of respect, as you see there. They're on staff there at UConn. A lot of championships there. And one thing that I liked about what Tanya said about Jamel is that she had 6 national championships. 1 as a player, 5 as a coach, and not many people have that type of resume. So she has a lot of respect from Tanya. Obviously, they have a lot of history together. But when you're learning from one of the greats, still a #1 team in this nation, Gino Auriemma, there's a lot going on there. His coaching tree is very strong.